Perfect. Blah, 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 blah. Mommy's going to do her talk show from our new mansion. We just moved to this beautiful new mansion this morning, and I'm sending my baby girl to piano lessons. That's why we have the grand piano back there. Baby, is that a grand? Must be a baby grand because it's for my baby girl. um, any visitors yet? I have some updates. I thought I was filming. I was on here talking for like 15 minutes and I realized I hadn't pressed the record, the go live button. So that's good. I got my warm up in. What's the matter? You shivering? She bit me yesterday. She's a Jekyll Hyde kind of dog. She's a little bit of a Jekyll Hyde. Oh, see how she cringes? She's, it's her neurological disorder. She doesn't like loud noise. She's not cold. See, she's got something's happening. How her limbs are shaking. She's not cold. I don't have the air on. She's just a goofy girl with problems. All right. Oopsie. All right. And then, yeah, sometimes she'll turn into like a Jekyll and Hyde. Oh, it's dark. And so yesterday she bit me. It's ordinarily around food when she's eating. She gets food aggressive, but it's just really overboard. And yesterday she got my foot. So not as bad as the other time. She bit my hand once. Other people would say, oh, that's it. I don't want this dog anymore. But I love her so much. But there is she's going to bite. She's always bitten me, but she growls at other people when she's eating. And I'm afraid, she might bite one of them too. She's usually sweet otherwise. But when food is around, and that's the thing, even after she's finished eating, she stays mean. So she's a complicated dog. She's complicated, but I can't let her around kids alone anymore, for sure. I used to think, oh, she's perfect for children. She's not at all. I would not trust her around a child. She might be really sweet, and then suddenly something make her angry and she could just attack, and she bites hard. She's small, but she bites very hard. And deep both times. She got my hand the one time. There's a scar here now. I had to go on antibiotics. It was my whole hand blew up. It was completely inflamed. And then, okay, I forgave her. I realized it was the food aggression thing, and I scolded. You scold her like you try to be the alpha. She confronts you even more. She's got a very strong character. Now she's 40% Dachshund, 10% Chihuahua, so that's 50%. Stubborn kind of aggressive breeds. I mean, they're very affectionate, but they're very moody and stubborn, and I want to do what I want to do, and they're known for that. Dachshunds and Chihuahuas both, and then the other about 30% Poodle, which is, I think that's a breed that's not. I don't believe that's an aggressive breed. When I say aggressive, I don't mean aggressive like well, yeah, kind of aggressive, and they stand their ground. Chihuahuas and Dachshunds, they're both cute, but breeds that are very, you got to show them who's boss, and it's hard. She kind of respects my father a little bit, but even she growls at my father. I mean, it's anyone who scolds her, and then what are we going to do? We're not going to hit her. I mean, I was thinking, usually you do that on larger dogs. They have these electric collars, and of course I wouldn't be shocking her all the time, but every time she gets a little, I was thinking about it. I don't think I'm going to do it, but anyway, because I'm afraid she's going to bite my mother. That's my main concern. My father's fine in the head. He knows to stay away, but my mother might forget because she's having issues with forgetfulness and a little bit of dementia, and I want to travel north, and I was going to leave her alone with them. And I know my father will be careful, and I asked my father, maybe I didn't want to spend the extra money because to travel with her on JetBlue, it's more expensive to take her than my own ticket. Her, I got to pay $125 each way. That's $300. I could get my round trip ticket for under $300, including carry-on luggage. You'd think I could pay for her as carry-on luggage. No, she has to like pay as an extra, extra baggage or something. But so I'll see. So I probably am going to leave her here. But I've got to really discuss with my father because I was hoping to leave this Saturday. Yeah, I wanted to leave this Saturday and come back after Labor Day. That's like a nice 2 weeks that I wouldn't have had with him if I still was working. But now I get to spend 2 weeks. By then I'll be ready to come back because by then I'll be on his nerves. He'll be on my nerves. So I'll be ready to come. But yeah, ideally. Oh, did I tell you guys then? So I got I think I told you when I thought I was recording and I didn't. I'll read the chat in a minute. So what happened this morning, I got a text from my supervisor from my job that just fired me Monday. I don't know. So it's been, 48 hours since I got fired, right? About 48 hours. And she's texting me. I wonder if that's her right now. No, it's not her yet. So I got a text this morning say, hey, we have, hi, sorry about what happened. We really like you. We'd like to propose another arrangement, like for work. Like maybe they're going to offer me another position or something. Did I already see? I'm repeating myself because I was talking like for 15 minutes when I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I might be repeating myself. I don't remember if this is what I said before, but anyway, so we'll see. I mean, I'd like to be able to travel more and like maybe if they offer a part of the month, like a part-time arrangement, I'm gonna say, look, I'd love to work 2 weeks each month. And then the other 2 weeks who knows, I could temp, I could travel, I could do my own, I'd have the freedom, but I'll still have the stability of having that income, even though it won't be as much, but I'll have at least some that would be ideal for me. Like if they say we want you to work part-time, and if I could propose, okay, 2 weeks out of the month, any of the 2 weeks I'll be in the office, and then 2 weeks I'll do whatever I either work remotely or something like that. But we'll see. She hasn't responded yet. She texted me, I texted her immediately back, and now I guess they're thinking about it. Maybe she changed her mind. But anyway, I'm willing to listen. I'm not sure I'm going to accept though. We got to see what the offer is. They already decided to let me go. So now I'm at my leisure deciding when I want to go back. And if they tell me, no, you have to start immediately, I'll say, well, look, I've already made plans. I'd like to go visit some family in Argentina. I like to go twice a year if possible, but now I can't. I got a little money problems and all, and I'm going to be getting deeper into credit card debt now because I'm out of work, but hopefully that won't be very long. And anyway. Oh, I'll read the chat. Sorry, I'm not wearing my contact lenses. I gotta wait for my contact lenses to come in. I think I better call them because I hope they ordered them. Okay, let's see. Hi, Sadie. Oh, hi, Sadie. Ryan, I'm gonna send you like a list of questions. I've got some ideas. We'll talk. Emailing. I have a question for my friend. I'm in a wedding next week. Oh, poor Ryan. No, I'm not saying, but yeah. I always told Ryan, be careful because people might try to get you. I'm not saying you're doing that, Stady. It's just a quick, but yes, suddenly people are going to say, oh, can I have this? Free. Mainly, I was talking about people in his area whom, like, when he was talking about it, I think you were on that call, Sadie. So yeah, he's a professional. We think he's just our friend, and no, but if you tip, that's fine. Never mind. I'm overstepping, but oh, you're in a wedding. Are you going to be a bridesmaid? Hi, Andrea. I would not do the electric collar. No, I can't imagine my baby. We did that with some of our larger dogs back in the day, and they kind of worked, but or the kind of collars that I don't think she needs because she's not running around loose. There are collars that are electric, but that there's an electric fence, so the dog doesn't go outside. That's okay because the dog doesn't get shocked unless what are you? Oh, was she trying to fight with me? You want to box with me? What are you doing? Look at her. She's being a cutesy this morning. Yeah, and she's just too little. Plus, she has that hydrocephaly problem, and now she kind of cringing lately. I probably have to find out with the doctor about her medication or up it, or her hearing is extremely sensitive. And so now she's being adorable. So of course I don't want to do the electric collar. But when she bit me last night, I was kind of, you get a little angry at the time, don't you? Hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't do I think I won't. But I mean, she's got to learn to be a good girl. She can't be attacking people just because it's not okay. Granted, yes, I've accepted that she doesn't like people around when she's eating, although I don't know why she has that habit, because we've never taken food from her. We've never done anything. But for some reason, she attacks people who come near her while she's eating. Okay, but I was walking by, but I was far enough away. It wasn't like I was right next to her. And she just lunged and grabbed my foot and squeezed really hard and broke the skin again. And I'm glad it's not, I wrapped it up. It bled a little bit. Thankfully, I got a lot more meat on my foot than I did on my hand. So she got a lot of just meat. She didn't get, but when she bit my finger, I don't know but it felt like her tooth touched the bone. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but that's how it felt. It was so deep. And then, there's not much meat on your fingers. And it broke through, bleeding, and I went on antibiotics. I went to the doctor and I forgave her. But that time, I was almost really seriously thinking of having her put to sleep. But I just love her so much, even after she bit me, I was near her food. It was involved with the food. But for a while there, I was thinking, my fear wasn't so much myself, but my mother, and still dreading it might happen. But because my mother's so sweet to her, and she's sweet to my mother too. But I can imagine my mother forgetting, because and going near her while she's eating. So if I do leave them alone now with my parents, I'm going to have to beg my father. But see, here's the thing. My father tells her, don't feed the dog. Remember, gets aggressive around food. Wait till Fabiana comes home. But my father might be off, in another room doing something. He comes back and she's fed the dog. And thankfully, till now, nothing's happened. But, anyway. I think my mother knows enough, even in her condition, that if a dog growls, I think she knows to retreat. But I can't trust the dog won't lunge at her like she lunged at me and grabbed my foot yesterday. It's hard. I adopted her. Oh, poor little doggy. She's ill, but her illness is neurological. And it's a little harder than, like, if she was just paralyzed, a physical. Granted, it's difficult also, but the dog's brain is normal. She's a dog with an abnormal brain function. So you really don't know. Oh, 1 second. It's probably lunchtime already. Yeah, lunchtime. Is it lunch yet? Okay. Yeah, I had to, all right, laundry here. And my parents do my laundry. I'm so lucky. I really am. So I've learned to work with her. I got to figure out about the medicine, talk to the doctor. I'm thinking of getting her, because she has very sensitive hearing, which reminds me, sometimes she barks when I get too loud. That's good for me. So I calm down, because I don't. But sometimes when she'll hear a loud noise, she'll cringe, but cringe as if she's in pain. Or even now, if I touch her, see, it's like she's very sensitive. So I was thinking of getting her some of those things that kids wear sometimes to rock concerts. Like it's like a dough that you put inside your ears to drown out noise. And maybe she'll still hear, but it'll be more dull, and maybe it won't hurt her as much. I haven't tried it yet, but I might do that, because that's 4 ears. And, or put some cotton balls in there, something to help drown it out. Maybe I could try that, put some cotton balls in there. I could clean your ears too while I'm at it. I tried brushing her teeth. She won't sit still. But see, I'm not scared of her at all right now, even though she bit mommy really hard. Because usually she's growled before. Like, she was growling at me when she lunged. I just didn't expect her to lunge. But we'll see, baby. To be continued, but you gotta stop biting mommy. She growled. I was at this person's house who has a little girl, and she growled at the little girl. There was food. There was food, and I was like, I didn't tell my friend, I kind of scooped her up and I eventually left, but I didn't leave the little girl alone with her. But, if your dog bites the child of someone else, woo, it's one thing if she bites me or if I had children, bit my own children, but somebody else's child, holy, who knows what they could even maybe denounce you and have your dog, who knows. So I'm not going to let her play. And the little girl wanted to, it's this jerk that I used to date that I can't stand now, but his little girl is so adorable. And apparently she asked, that's why he showed up the other day. She either mentioned, oh, I'd like to see the doggy from your friend, something like that. Because she remembered me because I was nice to her. I think she's adorable. I hate her father, unfortunately. But so, of course, he shows up with her. Well, first he didn't, but he said he was on his way to get her. But, of course, I'm going to be nice. But so he'll be showing up again. He just was looking for a free babysitter. I didn't see him that day. But anyway, the update for me, I might not make my prop motion as I got off the. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. No pressure. Oh, let me see. Oh, wait. I am missing all this chat. Wait a minute. Hello. Ryan, I would not do the electric collar. Hello. What did I miss? I'm laughing so hard. Yes, I am. I'm not sure. Yeah, and then I read them. It's out of context, but I don't mind giving advice. I guess you're saying I need to know what country area the wedding is in because different heat reacts to different makeup for how it stays during that's so interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't mean anything by that, Sadie. That's wonderful, Ryan, if you want to help. But you know how it is. Like I had a veterinarian friend and that was in Argentina. He lived around the corner. My stepkids were friends with his son. And so one night we invited them over, he and his wife and my husband and my husband at the time, they came over and I happened to be at that time rescuing a lot of dogs off the street. So I had like 5-6 dogs in the house and I made a joke to him when he came in. The last thing you feel like seeing right now is a dog. Cause he's a veterinarian. He's with animals all day long. And he himself did not have any pets. So I imagine he's got so much at work, in my mind, I'm thinking he probably, I think he did have a little country farm out there in the suburbs. We weren't that close, but we were friends enough that and anyway, just when he was there, 2 of the dogs got into a little bicker battle. How they'll attack each other. It's not life-threatening to each other, but they get into a little spat. And yeah, one of the dogs did bite the other dog and her ear was bleeding a little bit. I mean, are you trying to eat my gum? She's trying to eat my gum. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I know it smells good. This is people food. I'll give you some foodie food. Anyway, long story short, and then one of the kids come in. Oh, the dog is bleeding, and looked at him, the vet, and he kind of like. And I said, no, whatever. We'll deal with it later. She showed it to us. I said, don't ask him. He's off the clock. I said, so anyway, I didn't mean anything by that is my point. So, update from me. I might not take my prop motion as I got offered a job interview for Monday. Oh, in a different coffee shop with better pay. Oh no, that's great. So you may not take that promotion. Oh, promotion. It was just, I get it. All right, good. Oh wow, we're all doing, exciting things happening. And then we'll see what happens with this situation here. She's not writing back. Oh no, let's see. And I've been arguing on nextdoor.com all morning. Too many cows. Oh, okay. No, it's someone who posted on this thing that I was arguing on, but it's a general post. What was I gonna say? Okay. Oh, Ryan, I'm excited. And then I'm gonna send you like a list of questions, and we'll have a little like discussion before that, because you may want to not answer So I'll just give you an idea of some of the questions. It won't be a formal scripted interview, but because Ryan and I are going to do like an interview about certain things in his life, and but it's gonna not going to be scripted, but it's good to have an idea of sort of what we might be interested in asking, and then we'll see. We'll play it by ear, but it's good to have a few questions ready, and you can tell me then, well, no, that's off limits. I don't want to discuss that particular issue or whatever. So but I think it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be really good. Um, in this economy, we need better paid jobs. Yeah. When are you going on your trip? Well, I'd like to go to Maryland actually this Saturday, and then stay until after Labor Day up there in Maryland. I'll still do probably lives from up there. I'm starting to like these lives. I don't get, I get like 10 viewers sometimes. And then people watch it after the fact, but I doubt people watch the whole thing. Lives are more for watching them in the moment. I know, I mean, at least that's my opinion. People don't really watch the whole 3 or 4 hours live. Some might, but yes, my sweetness, it's getting hot in here, isn't it, my baby girl? She's snooping around. Oh, she looked like she was going to talk into the microphone. What are you doing? I got her a little collar. She's so cute with the flowers. Oh, I love her so much. Okay, she's very food aggressive. I don't know if you saw that part. She bit me yesterday. My foot. I got it wrapped up a little. It's okay. It's not going to be. I won't have to go to the doctor for it. Thank goodness. But it was deep, but it just got a lot of skin. Apparently, maybe it was deep but sideways, so it kind of mainly got skin. I bled very little, but very little. Whereas the last time she bit straight in to my finger. That was back in March, but she bit my mother once, but not, it was like a top scrape, her tooth basically, like she threatened my mother and there wasn't food around, but she had eaten recently, but there was no food around. And she attacked my mother's foot because that's really all she can reach. Shouldn't be laughing. Oh, it's getting warm. I might have to put that air on. Let me put the air on. I think I have a background. And so she's aggressive. She's an aggressive dog, and sort of sometimes she does get a little grumpy, even though there's no food around. But she's never bitten. It's always when she's bitten. It's been, well, in my mother's case, yes, she had eaten recently, but the 2 times that she bit me hard, there was food right there. Yesterday and the other time, but the first time I was confronting her, like showing her, look, I'm the boss. Who do you think you are? And I was going to be the tough guy. And she let me know that, no, I don't care. What do I do? I can scold her harshly. She gets angrier. I don't know what to do. And I don't hit. I don't hit my baby. She want to go back with grandma. She loves their house. I'll go there. She looks like she wants to go there. So. My baby girl, you want to go with grandma and grandpa? Well, first you got to say goodbye to my friends. Be polite. Walk off. You didn't say goodbye. Are you going to be nice to them? Are you going to bite my friends if they visit? No. See? Like, she is so Jekyll and Hyde. Like, look at her now. Kissing me and being friendly. I wish I could understand what is going on in her little brain. Look at this. I mean, you can't imagine that I should film her because it's almost scary. It's like the movie Gremlins. That's the only thing I can think of that's similar. These cute little things and they turn into monsters. Yes. You're trying to kiss mommy? Oh. So how can I, if she were always mean, then maybe I would have had her put to sleep because she would be dangerous at that point, And she is dangerous. That's my problem. But I can't. I won't. I know that well, see, I don't know. I'll see. Oh, no. Okay, I won't. But try to be nice. You see? How am I going to put her to sleep? I can't. I mean, I saved her from getting put to sleep. She was going to get, because, she was a dog with these problems and nobody really wanted to adopt a weird dog like her, as cute as she is. She was a lot cuter before. Now I gave her a haircut, so she I'm not a very good hair cutter. It's a do-it-yourself. All right, all right. Okay. All right. Good, good. All right. You're just kissing your mommy now. All right, okay. All right, I'm gonna actually I really don't have much more to say unless you have questions or something. It was just to tell you about that and I was hoping she would respond to me while I'm online, but she hasn't responded. I let her know I'm interested in hearing what the offer is. Of course I'm interested. So, but she hasn't responded. So I think I'm probably going to just hang up now. I know. Yeah. Bye bye from both of us then, I guess. Yeah, look at her. But I'm going to film her when she's eating. You're not like I've been a little bit embarrassed. You know why I don't want to put it on Instagram? Because it's kind of funny because she's so little and she just but what I'm afraid of, if I put that on Instagram, it could be funny. It actually could even go viral. It's so funny if she doesn't actually bite you. It's kind of funny, but it's not. But my thing is, people are going to say, oh, you must be doing something to make her attack you like that. That's cruelty. You know how people who don't know, and I can understand that might be something I would think. If I see a dog that mean, you would think, oh, they did something to the dog, to bother it and then turned on the camera. But it's not the case. But, I don't want people thinking that I mistreat the dog and that's why she's so mean. But it could be funny, when you see a little dog as mean as she gets. I mean, but scary, scary mean. Heck, then I would, I'd keep her and I'd use that money to do as many treatments as necessary for her to be, plus I'd, of course, wouldn't mind making the money myself, but not if I have to do stuff. I'd want her to just be herself and go viral like some of those animals do. Anyway, I don't think it's going to happen, but oh, that would be so nice, wouldn't it? And I would be proud of my little girl. I always use Grumpy Cat as the example. I'd love to have a pet like Grumpy Cat because Grumpy Cat had a wonderful life as far as I can tell. He had promotions, I mean, I guess the owners were nice to him. But yeah, the owner was a waitress. I remember it was a waitress at Red Lobster who happened to have this funny cat that she just kind of put on the internet, and people started following because the cat was so funny looking. Grumpy Cat. He passed away now, and like within a few weeks, she'd quit her job at Red Lobster because she didn't need to work anymore. Her job was now managing her cat. So that would be nice. See, she looked at me like that side-eyed. I'm like almost scared she's going to lash out and bite my face. So I don't think she will, but anyway. All right. So she was laid off this week. Oh, yeah. I was laid off this week. But now. Oh, you have a question, YP? Yes, tell me. And she wanted to see. Yeah. And I was hoping they would respond while I was on the live, but they haven't yet. Yeah, my boss just wrote this morning a text. We have something to propose, like like to make a proposition of some kind of work. So, and I immediately wrote back, so I don't know what's taking her so long. I wish she would respond. But anyway, as soon as I hear something back, I'll let you guys know, and I'll let you know if I accept it. I can finding work is not hard for me. Finding work that pays a decent salary might be, but no, as far as, working to pay off my bills and things like that, considering I don't pay rent in my parents' garage. This is my parents' garage. See? You all know, those of you who don't know, that's a fake background. It's a picture I got off the internet. Every day I'm going to put a different mansion, and that'll be my new, that way I don't have to clean up my room. Oh, gosh. I was even thinking as long as I'm laid off, I should just organize this place. I've got my clothes everywhere. And anyway, but you all don't see that. Oh, what's the question? I cannot find your Susura Whisper channel. Oh, okay. I'll put it on here. We're facing a pay cut at your job. Oh, what is your... Oh, it's Susura Whisper altogether, but let me get the exact link. Actually, isn't there a link on this channel? I believe there is too, but I'll just get the link. 1 second. I have a link to some of my other channels on this channel. down somewhere at the homepage. Let me find it though. And you know, I tried to do an ASMR video the other day, chewing gum, but I'm just not into it anymore. So let me see here. Susurro Whisper, all squished together. I wonder if you just, I think the name of the channel is, let's see, I'll just do this. I forgot to take you in with Grandma and Grandpa. Well, all right, you're fine now. So she's comfortable now. So here we go. Yeah, it's at Susurro Whisper Web. But here's the link to the actual. Oops, that's my voice. Okay. Here. It's at Susurro Whisper Web for some reason. You know how they give you a special name. It used to be numbers. I don't know at what point they switched it to an actual name. I appreciate that because I never knew what to tell the people. So I'll tell people to look for at Susurro Whisper Web, as you see on there. And that's my channel for the ASMR, which, you know, I just always tell myself, if I'm not going to do good videos, I just shouldn't do them. You know, if the people who just like to hear me ramble come here, but I used to be more into it, you know, when I first started, and I just kind of like, I don't know. And I can't even chew gum that well anymore. Gum snapping, I'm not even very good at it anymore. I've had some dental work since those days, and I've never gotten back the full. At one point, I had the perfect teeth shape to, oh my gosh, I snapped so well on both sides. And I snapped like 10, 15 times in a row nonstop. I mean, it was the good old days. And, you know, I would try to do, I've done a few of the soft spoken while chewing gum, but it's so not natural for me to be soft spoken and calm. I have to be like really tired and worn out, which I don't wear down slowly. I'll be hyper, calm. And then I'll be like really tired. But the best ones I've done for soft spoken have been when I've woken up in the middle of the night and I'm kind of tired, but I can't really sleep. So it's a little bit of insomnia. And then I talk. And those came out really good. A few times I've done that. So maybe next time I can't sleep, I'll try to just ramble, you know, but I'll be like more, I'm in bed and I'll be just talking kind of subdued a little bit. But trying to speak softly it's an effort for me. It's not a natural thing. You see, here I am. I'm doing it on purpose. Can you guys even hear me with that air conditioning on? Oh, you're welcome, YP. So yeah, I'm stalling, but no, I'm not getting anything. Oh goodness. I wish you would answer while you guys were on. But anyway, maybe after lunch I'll come on. I might go on Twitch. I should probably watch a few what do you call it? I might. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I might go on Twitch and show some kind of, I used to watch trials when I was not working before. I had like a channel where we would watch different trials throughout the day, either short trials like child custody, they're very short trials that, you know, you go in front of a judge for a few minutes and the next couple comes on. Or these long trials that go, the one that's coming up is this young lady who killed the rival. She had a boyfriend. He's Mo Wilson was the victim. And the person who was accused of killing her, I forget the name, but she ran off to Costa Rica. Some of you who followed me during the time I was doing the trials, watching trials, might remember. And I even have a list up there connected to my Excel sheet channel, Excel sheets, where I teach Excel. And there's a list on there of the trials I was following, and I was keeping track of what was going on. But now, you know, that all kind of went by the wayside because I started working and but yeah, I've got a few things that I could follow up on and see. But yeah, I really would like to, if I can't watch it because I'm working, maybe watch the reruns of that trial, like at the day's end, like turn them on at night and watch it at night, see what happened. But it's more exciting to me to watch it in the moment as it's happening, as I guess it is for everyone. because once it's happened, you already start seeing the news articles. So it's not a surprise when you watch the trial. You see the actual what's going on, but you could just as well read the newspaper and hear, oh, today Mo Wilson was on the stand, or not Mo Wilson, I guess the other lady. What was her name? I don't know. Did someone write back? Come on. No, she's not. It's my friend who I was going to go have gnocchis at his house yesterday. I didn't go. I have a friend here in Florida, a man. We're just friends. And I was going to go have gnocchis, but he doesn't live super close. It's like 20 minutes away, and I'd have to borrow my father. I'd love to have a friend or friends just nearby. I used to have a great friend who passed away some 10 blocks from here. I used to walk over there, and we'd, whatever, have a coffee, hang out, nothing sexual. He was an ex-boyfriend, but we stayed friends. We broke up, and he was friends for years after that, and I would dog sit for him. And anyway, he passed away. So that's too bad. He was one of my better friends around, nearby. Not a best friend though. He was, an ex-boyfriend, but an ex-boyfriend that was a friend, and, but not, but, I liked him enough that I'd take care of his dogs, and I wouldn't charge him. He'd sometimes pay me, but, he wouldn't pay much. I think he did take a little bit of advantage, as far as me taking care of his dogs, but that's okay. I loved his dogs and I loved him. I did. And he was super social. That's one thing. He and my friend in Maryland, they're very social people. They're always out meeting friends, having coffee, going to the gym. He's very, although he's retired, and that's healthy for him. And I love that he has his own life, and it's actually a nice kind of boyfriend to have. And I'm the opposite. I have no friends. I have my friends from college, and I don't try to make new friends, or sometimes when I do, it's like an effort and they don't last. And, I made like one friend through Meetup that's, she still will write me occasionally. So, I just would rather stay home, and I socialize on the internet. And I'm not saying that's going to be great for me when I'm in my 80s. I won't have any friends. He has friends of all different ages, and that was the same with the friend that used to live, I keep indicating over there because he lived a few blocks that way. He had friends of all different ages. So even though he was older, and even if he would have lived into his 90s, he would still have friends, younger, so he'd still have a social life, friends that he would have known for a long time. So, but anyway, I guess we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Maybe I'll become social, when I'm older. And if I'm still healthy physically, I can go out and do things, One thing I enjoyed that I saw when I was a young girl, it was when I was in college, actually. It was when I was in college. Yeah. I remember going to a shopping mall one morning. I had class later in the day, so the shopping mall opened, and I went to a shopping mall near my college. And there were old people, and you could tell it was a group of old people that would get together at the mall every week or every day. I don't know how often they did it, and the stores wouldn't even be open yet, because the mall will open before the actual stores do. So I went before the actual stores open, but a few stores, like I think a coffee place was open, things like that. So the people, I can imagine, I kind of was, because I saw these old people just walking and talking and with their sneakers, but you could tell they were walking. They were exercising. But, air conditioned mall, and, bright, and, and I can imagine myself joining a club like a walking club that needs it. And then I imagine when the stores open, they would all, gather at one of the places and have lunch or have a coffee or whatever, maybe, a breakfast, and chit chat for a while. And then they probably all went home. I could see myself doing something like that, like a club like that. And if there's not a club like that when I'm older, maybe I'll start one. Maybe I should start one now, a walking club. I'd have to be in one place, though. I can't be moving around and start a club and then not be here, But everyone who wants to come to the walking club, and it'll be a lot of older people, that need to exercise. They need to keep moving, and a shopping mall is safe because, it's flat. There's no stone. When you go hiking, it's dangerous. Or imagine, God forbid, my friend in Maryland actually joined a hiking club for people that are a certain age, well, it's for any age, but a lot of the people are his age or a little younger. And he actually, it did happen to him. He went up there, and I think his ankle started hurting, but they were way up in this hiking trail. They had like a mile or two to get back. What would he have done? He made it back, but whereas in a shopping mall, if your ankle starts to hurt, okay, you sit down. It's not as strenuous, obviously, as hiking up a trail. I don't think it was a mountain, but it was a trail with rocks. And, if you don't have great balance, it depends on how well you are physically. You could be a little bit unstable and fall down. And he's pretty healthy for his age, but, he's got to start worrying about those things, I think. And that's my job. I got to go up there and scold him to be more careful. And he likes that, actually. I think we're a good match as far as personalities, because he likes that I care about, but I'm not there now. So I can scold him by phone if I find out. Like I told him when I was there, for example, when I was there, he was climbing up this ladder up the side of his house. And there's this kind of flimsy, I don't know what it was for. It was like an exhaust from the kitchen or something, but it's made with that flimsy metal pipe, not the sturdy pipe. It's kind of a flimsy metal thing, aluminum thing. And I saw him going up there, and I saw he lost his balance a little bit, and he grabbed that thing to steady himself. And nothing happened. He was fine. And I said to him, do not do that again. Look at that thing. You're going to try to grab that thing. You're going to fall down all the way off the ladder. That thing's going to break. I shouldn't be laughing. So I told him, do not do that. You should not be trying to do this kind of work at your age. You need to call somebody, because he wants to fix the side of his house. He's got some wood. Oh, I'm getting angry now. Oh, because my father does the same thing. I'm not saying that they're little old feeble men, but there are certain things you should not be doing at a certain age, period. You're not 20 years old anymore. I'm yelling at you guys because I'm so frustrated. You have nothing to do with it. But now I'm remembering, I'm reliving the moment. Anyway, so don't do that, and that thing is going to break, and you call the people to come fix your house. It's not like he's got money problems. He can afford that. I can understand if you can't afford it and your house is breaking, but, Anyway, scolded him. He said, yeah, I will, whatever. And I moved away. It was shortly before I came back down here. What happened a few weeks later? Now, I wasn't there, so I wouldn't have known about it without him telling me. But he thought about me when he was flat on his back on the ground, because that's exactly what happened. A few weeks later, he did the same. I'm laughing because he turned out he's okay, but he could have really hurt himself. He fell from a relatively maybe 6 feet. I'm sorry. I should not be laughing, but he's okay. He's recovered. That happened a while back. But I can imagine exactly what I can see what happened, in my head. He grabbed that thing. He fell backwards. The thing broke, and he fell flat on his back on the lawn, on the backyard, on the grass. And imagine if it would have been concrete. And so he told me, oh, I'm so sore. What? And I said, oh my gosh, what happened? He said, well, remember when you told me the other time that you were here that I was going to climb up and I was going to grab the thing and I was going to fall. I mean, he completely admitted it. Well, that's what happened. So I do feel worried. I want to be there part of the month at least. I know he's fine. He has a son, but his son is away at college. Like his son is there on weekends, but who's going to help him during the week, And, maybe a neighbor will eventually find him there on his back, but it was in the backyard. No one would have seen him. What if he would have lost consciousness? And who knows, and it was not wintertime. Okay. But when did it happen though? Because I mean, it was like a year ago that I left, I think. I don't even remember. But I remember there wasn't snow. It wasn't cold weather. But what if it would have happened? Who knows? A lot of things could have happened that fortunately didn't. But he could have really, I don't want to even say the worst that could have happened. But anyway, he just was bruised and in pain, and he recovered, and thank goodness. But So sometimes you need people around to kind of scold you a little bit like that. And I think he does appreciate it. He's actually told me a few times that he likes when I, try to scold him. He will buy cookies. He's got some blood glucose issues. He's not supposed to be eating cookies. And he's not overweight. He's fine, but he should not be eating sugar because of his blood sugar levels, pre-diabetes. I mean, things that you get as you get older. He's 70 years old. And I worry about him. So yeah, I really have to think, because now I have the opportunity to go up there, and I'm not saying he wants me to move back in. I believe he doesn't. I think he wants to have but I think he needs someone around to check up on him, as healthy as he is for his age and all, he's always doing fixes around his house. He loves his house. It's his investment. And he worked hard to buy it. And I understand that. He even gets angry a little bit when I'm not so nice to his house. I mean, one time I wanted to move he had a bookcase. Oh, gosh, never mind. I wanted to move it, but it would have scraped the floor. And I said, oh, who cares? You could always fix it. I was a little bit careless, and he wouldn't let me move the suitcase. He said, you're not going to move this suitcase and ruin my floor. And we had this argument, but I later realized he's right. I didn't feel that it was going to scratch the floor, but he felt it did. And it's his house. I should have respected. I was wrong there. But it just, we had one of our spats there. Just like when I wanted him to hire the Merry Maids, that was another reason I wanted to move out, which when I moved out, I couldn't afford them. I mean, I could afford them, but, because at then anyway, it was a silly reason to argue with him. You're not going to hire the Merry Maids, then I'm breaking up. I want to quit, I want to move out. And that was one of the silly reasons why I, for a time, wanted to break up with him. And because he wasn't hiring the maids to clean the house, and I was working. So granted, when I wasn't working, fine. I didn't clean the house, but I really couldn't complain because there I was not working. If I don't want the house to be dirty, I should clean it. So there I was. I had no. But once I started working, and I said, I'll even pay for them. I just don't. I like to come home and have the house immaculate, clean, and we can pay someone, and I'll pay for them. You don't have to. I'm working now. I can afford it. And but he just doesn't want strange people in the house. And whatever. He's right. As when push comes to shove, it's his house. If he doesn't want Merry Maids cleaning it, but it's just, I hate cleaning the house. And when I'm not working, I can't be, who loves to clean the house? Probably nobody does. But, his son was over all the time, stuff all over the place. And his son's room would be filthy, and he'd go down and kind of dust a little bit and kind of wipe, he would think that was cleaning, wiping, with some, spray a little of the stuff and wipe and it's clean. No, that's not cleaning. That's tidying up and doing a little spot cleaning. That's what you do in between the Merry Maid. Here I am arguing again. But anyway, we argued a lot about that. And then we ended up not ever hiring the Merry Maids. And that's fine. And his house isn't that dirty. I just wanted it to be more clean. I wanted it to be immaculate. Like I wanted, and it's not OCD because they do it in hotels. They do it. The professional cleaners will get the little nooks and crannies. So you feel the difference. There's this deep cleaning that needs to be done every month or two. And then in between you spot clean, you wipe the counter or you clean the toilet. Obviously you're not going to wait too much, those kind of minor housekeeping things. But anyway, maybe vacuum a little bit, but that's not cleaning. To me, that's just, keeping the house tidy in between the real cleaning times. But everyone has their perception, I guess, of what's clean. I mean, oh, my garage. Thank goodness I have this green screen. I used to not do lives before, and then I started doing them against the wall because I just didn't. I mean, clean, clean is hard to do when you got clothes thrown all over the place. And it's not just clothes, it's stuff. Because there's just not a lot of room in this place. And I could get rid of stuff. And I don't want to. And I might need it. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. which I recognize, and then I will start getting rid of stuff, realizing that it's hoarding. But I'm not at the point yet where I'm ready to let go of some of the hoarding. But I'm a recovering hoarder. I think that's what I am. It's like I'm never not going to be a hoarder, but I recognize that I have a problem, and I force myself to. I get to a point where I can't take it anymore, and you just got to throw this stuff out, and just you bite the bullet and you throw it out. And I remember this show that I saw of a professional, and that's what's really weird. At work, I am, but of course it's easier at work because you can order the files, or you can, especially now that we have online documents. Some offices are paperless. Papers are what really make offices messy. But you don't have dirty clothes in an office. You don't have, you might have a small office kitchen, but that's usually kept tidy. It's the daily stuff, and it's different. Keeping an office tidy is a lot easier than keeping your house tidy, where you have all your personal stuff. Although people will have the messiest desks, people always have too much. But at my office, I'm the exact opposite. I as little paper as possible. Everything's filed, or it's on on the electronic file, or do I really need this paper, or it goes in the file where it needs to go, or it's just a paper that's extra. I don't need it. I don't need this extra folder. If it's on your desk, there's a place where you can file it, and if you need it, you go to the file and you get it. If it's something you use often, you file it inside your little cabinet next to you. I'm very good at office tidy. I'm oh my gosh, people have told me a couple of times that, wow, your house must be impeccable, because my desk will always be clean. I have nothing on it. I might have, I even don't have what people clutter their desk up with, little souvenirs that their aunt gave them, this little gift, or this paperweight, or I bought this magnet over, and they'll clutter it up with those little things, or the thank you card that so and so sent them, pictures. And I don't have any of that stuff. I'll have a one or two personal things, and that's it. I'm not I don't have my personal family photos, and I don't even have my baby photo. Maybe I should at least have one of you when I work in an office again. Are you hurt that mommy doesn't even have you? Oh, look, if she's sad. Oh, you have to run. Oh, bye, Sadie. You're the same too. Oh yeah, that's why it does look real. So I don't want to be false advertising. I'm an out of work woman living in my parents' garage. So here I'm living my fantasy life with my pedigree dog, who never bites, and my mansion. And tomorrow I'll try to have a different mansion. I'm gonna have a different mansion every day. Why not? Yes. See her. Well, she might be a little cold. I have the air conditioning on. But anyway, it's probably almost lunchtime for my parents. This lady still haven't responded. It's 11 o'clock. My parents eat around 11:30. They have lunch. Baby girl's being a good girl right now. I sing her a little song that I made up for her. I've sung it before, but I don't know if you guys want me to try to sing it. I don't have the greatest singing voice, but of course, when I sing it to her, no one's listening. She's a special girl. I made the song up for. Why don't you play a bit on the piano for us? Oh yes. Oh, right now I see, like, if I were someone who's really trying to fake it, like I wanted to make you guys, yeah, you would start asking those questions. Oh, is that a so-and-so piano? Hey, go press the C key. I want to see how the sound is. You act like about to call them out. I've seen there's a lady I was watching once, and her house was always nice. And it looked real. I mean, like you said, this looks real, but hers looked even more real. And I almost was thinking, I wonder if that's a fake background. It was a nice house. It wasn't a mansion, so, but it was a really nice looking house from what I could tell. And I always wondered, and I think it turned out it was real. But it was like, it looked, because it looked like nothing ever changed. Like, if I have this background, I come back tomorrow, it's exactly the same. So her background was always exactly the same. Like, occasionally you'll see, oh, today that shawl was thrown over there and now it was thrown on the other chair. You would see slight differences from day to day. But in her case, it looked like everything was always the same. But I think it turned out it was real. what was her name? I haven't seen her in a while either. There's a bunch of YouTubers that I follow and then I forget about them, but I have them followed, so I would remind, and I don't get the notices. Maybe I've unsubscribed from the notices or something. Let's see. She's one of the crime channels because I do watch those crime channels. Let me see if she's on here. What was her name? And she was doing the, she got really well known during the Chris Watts trial. You know, the guy that liquidated his family. So that's when she became famous or well known on YouTube. I wouldn't say she's famous, but she got a lot of followers. She's an actress, I believe, but you know, there are a lot of actors and actresses that you never heard of, but they have YouTube channels and they get YouTube famous, you know, and that's a way, an outlet for them. What if I put in Chris? Because I'd like to see if what I ended up determining now that you saw that. Let me see, Chris Watts. I mean, there's so many people that did stuff on that guy, but it's not her yet. Someone spammer. What could I put in there? Chris. Oh no, did I cut you guys? Yesterday, I have to remember to keep this page open because yesterday I cut you guys off. I can't even tell how many people are on here. I see a number 1. Yesterday I was able to tell how many. Oh, I think I had to go to the YouTube channel to see how many. Oh, 4 watching. Okay, it says 4 are watching. So, okay, I still have a show. Until it gets to 0, I might keep talking. But I do want to leave soon. But I do want to figure out, Chris, what was her name? And I don't see that I'm following her. I'm looking. I mean, I follow so many people. I need to go through all these and see which ones maybe don't even. And they're not in any particular order. It's not like it's in the order of when you followed them either. Okay, I don't know. Let's say Chris Watts commentary. Chris Watts commentary she was following the trial, and every day she'd come on after the trial and she'd say all this stuff, you know, her opinion, and she was a little bit out there, you know, so but let's see if I can find, oh, what a tragic story. Commentary woman, let me see, commentary woman YouTuber or something like that. I really wouldn't know how to. She's one of the more well-known ones, so hopefully she'll pop up. Yeah, it's not that, not that. Who knows? And then sometimes they're famous for a while and then they're gone, you know. Yeah, I can't find it. Subscribe to me. Molly, look, Molly, I got it. Molly Golightly was the YouTube. That's not her name. Molly Golightly. There it is. I just remembered. Because I remember thinking of Breakfast at Tiffany's, and the name of the lady on there was similar. Holly Golightly, wasn't it? Okay. Molly Golightly. Let's see her channel though. Actually, she might have gotten canceled because I remember she was on Wife Swap once. Molly Golightly channel. Molly Golightly channel. I'll look at the chat in a minute. When I'm ignoring you guys, I'm not ignoring you. I know I have to look at the chat, but I'm not on there right now. An update on Molly Golightly's channels from an alleged lawyer. See, she's gotten herself into trouble. Because, yeah, she'd do the commentary, but it was just not respectful. She tore that Chris Watts to shreds, which, you know, I'm not going to judge her for whatever. But she would do that to people, you know, because afterwards she had gotten famous. So she started doing other trials and other things. And she started getting into that bashing of so-and-so said this and I said that. And so now, okay, this is the update for her. Let's see. I'm going to share the screen as long as I'm here. I'll wait till my father comes to get me for lunch. Let me cover my baby. She doesn't like the air conditioner. She doesn't like to be hot, but here we go. There you go. She's got herself little lying down there. Oh, you guys can't see her. She's here on her special fancy dog bed. Here, an old bed sheet. It's actually not that old. It's kind of new, but I'll let her. She's just underneath it, but her little nose is sticking out. She's not going to suffocate. Why is she so mean to me sometimes? I love her so much, you know. Poor little thing. I just have to be more careful when she's eating. That I can handle. She's mean when she's eating. Okay, I'll just know to be careful when she's eating. I'll kind of deal with her when she's grumpy. You know, I can deal with that. And my father, he hasn't kicked her, but she's attacked his foot. She hasn't bitten him. Plus, if I tell him, Daddy, if you're wearing shoes, she can't hurt you because she'll bite your foot. But if you're wearing shoes, she can't get it. And she's never bitten an ankle yet. If your ankle's showing, I guess she could. But she attacks, but then because she's got this condition, she fell over, which happened to me yesterday too. She grabbed my foot and fell over, but she was still hanging on to my foot. Oh, I get a little angry when I think of it. But so she fell on the ground. He pushed her with his foot, like, you know, scolded her and pushed her with his foot. Didn't hurt her. You know, I know that sounds mean, but you know, she attacks, and it's not like she's harmless. She has bitten hard. So I told him, Daddy, don't do that. Of course, I went to her defense, even though she had attacked him, and he wasn't hurting her. He wasn't going to hurt her, but you know, a kind of shove with the top of his foot. He kind of shoved her over, you know, across the floor is slippery, kind of, you know. So he wasn't going to hurt her, but he was showing her who's boss, you know. And she does respect him more than she does us. She'll growl a little, but she doesn't lunge at him anymore because he right away yells and she backs down. So, you know, obviously there is some maybe because he's a man and he's got a bit of a deeper voice, you know, but even so, she does confront him too. And he's the one. So I can imagine, you know, yeah, I keep fearing that my mother's going to get bitten. You know, it's just because it's a very likely thing that could happen. So, you know, I got to figure something out on this trip. I can trust my father because he'll tell me, of course, oh, I'll be extra careful. Don't worry. You know, I told him, Daddy, why don't I just take her with me? It's going to cost me more money. And she pees in the house. I cannot toilet train her. I mean, she's got so many problems, but they're not problems that I can't deal with. But, you know, Robert doesn't want her in the house because last time I took her, she peed on his floor a few times. You know, I take her out quickly, you know, and then like after she ate and in the morning, of course, so sometimes she would go outside, but she doesn't know that she's supposed to wait, or she doesn't know that she's supposed to ask. She just, when she feels like going, she just goes, you know. So she'll go outside, but, you know, I got to calculate, oh, she might go. And then sometimes I've taken her out and she doesn't poop. You know, when she poops, of course, or pees. Oh, what a good girl. I give her praise, you know, because you're supposed to positive reinforcement. And here I talk about all my problems and about my dog. And, but sometimes I'll take her and she won't go. And like I have to go to work, for example, like when and I'll go to work. Oh, the dog pooped as soon as you brought her in. Oh. And, or, you know, same there. She maybe did pee and poop when I took her out that morning, in the case when I went to his house. And then I brought her in, and an hour or so later, she's peed. She's a puddle on his rug, and rugs are hard. So, okay, I understand too. People are nice, but, you know. So he's asked me not to bring her, to be honest with you, which kind of hurt me, but you know, I have to be respectful. I understand. But so the only thing I can do is take her and just disrespect him and say, oh, well, I was afraid she was going to bite my mother, and then try to be extra cautious. Or, you know, I have a place where I keep her confined. There's like a nice sort of a baby. It's not for babies. It's actually for dogs. It's like a fence that's you can change it to any configuration. So, and then she'll be in there, but she'll whine and cry and bark because she wants to be with us. And oh, it's lunchtime. Hang on a second. Yes. Lunchtime. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, it's lunchtime. Anyway, I think I'm going to watch Molly Golightly after lunch and see what's going on in her life. So I'll probably be, I mean, I may as well broadcast it live because I want to see about this lawyer. It says an update on Molly Golightly's channels from an alleged lawyer. So apparently some of her channels have gotten taken down. So that'll be interesting. I want to know. I got to catch up on the scoop there. It's a little bit of scoop because those channels, they to keep relevant, they've got to cause drama, but between the channels, and so fought, and then that other channel argues back. And there were a few that I get into the whole soap opera thing, and I don't want to do that. That's another way to, well, it's a way to make money, but short term, because you eventually get your channel taken down. You got to start a new channel, and you eventually lose followers because they got to keep up with your channels getting taken down because you said something shocking, So yeah, YouTube, for some reason, I don't want to do that. I have no problem arguing with people and getting into a little bit of, not a lot of drama, but a little bit of drama on some of the social media sites. I've had arguments with people, but anyway, all right, but I'm going to go, but I'll probably come back after lunch then. Michelle After Dark. No, yeah, Molly Golightly. I'm going to look at Michelle After Dark. Is that another drama channel? That would be. So yeah, YP or whoever else is watching, I'll probably go have something to eat, hang out with my parents a little. I like to chit chat, little daily things with them. I'll talk to them about the dog again before I travel, see if they would. Oh, my mother says, oh, of course we'll take care of her. We love her. She's such a good girl, because she forgets that the dog is mean sometimes. Baby girl, don't do that to me. All right, we're going to go inside. Okay, so I'll be back probably in a, maybe in half an hour, 40 minutes. I'm going to watch some videos. So I probably won't chat, but I'll watch some videos and share the screen now that I can. And you guys can watch whatever random videos I watch if you want to, as long as I still haven't heard from that supervisor of mine. So bye, guys. I'm actually kind of hungry now that I know lunch is ready. So I'm going to go. Maybe baby girl will visit with her grandparents this afternoon and stay over there in the house. Yeah. Bye. Bye, everybody. See you later. Thanks.